Good evening, friends. We'll start with today's session of Organon. In last lecture, we have discussed few practical aspects, practical hints while treating or while managing the cases. In the aphorism number 251, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann have explained that there are certain remedies whose actions are in a primary action, they alternate with each other. They are very acutely acting remedies like aconite, belladonna, ignatia, naxumica, chamomilla. Such types of remedies are there. And out of them, there are many remedies in which there are alternating actions. If you are treating a patient with acute remedy and you have prescribed that remedy, in acute case, the susceptibility is high, but you have given moderate potency and you have given a one dose of the remedy. And there is no reaction within first 15 days, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour. It means your remedy has not acted. Any acute remedy whose phase is an acute should act within that period, specifically if the disease is acute. And if it is not so, Hahnemann says more higher dilution or more small remedy you should give to that patient again. Because it is a state. If you are damn sure about the remedy, then you should give same remedy in the high potency, higher dilution, and you see the results what happens. Many a times that susceptibility is not satisfied with the earlier dose, and that's why the reaction has not taken place over there. But things are rather different when you treat the chronic, and that's why in next aphorism he explains if the disease is chronic and you have find it out a typical antisoric remedy if the sora is in background, and if you would have given sora, it's the same remedy with one dose, if the patient has not reacted, you have given several doses of the same remedies in order to stimulate the susceptibility. But even though if it is not showing any reaction, it means there must be some obstacle in the process of cure. Then you have to rejudge that case. You have to understand the case. You have to find it out all those maintaining causes or obstacles in the process of recovery. And you have to take into consideration all those things with the help of which it is possible to find it out, or it is possible to produce a result in those cases. So if a patient who used to stay in marshy districts or marshy area, and if you would have given a rest talks to the patient, depending upon the patient's complaint, but it is not showing the reactions, you have to take that patient from that area out of that situation. You have to give, and then your remedy works. If it is chronic one, subacute one, you can, if you would have choose the Dalkamara depending upon the presentation, and if it is not working, you have to remove that patient from that area. And such a thing we have to look for, and that is what is one of the obstacle which you have to find it out while dealing with chronic case. So, just prescribing a remedy is not the thing. That is what Hahnemann wants to tell you. And this is the message which he has given while explaining these two aphorisms. And then he is turning to give a more importance to the diet and regimen of the person. Another thing which he highlights that if you have prescribed your remedy, how to understand that whether your remedy is acting or not acting. What are the changes which explains that your remedy is working in a positive direction, or what are the things which explains you that remedy is working against your now against the or in a negative way. And those things he wants to highlight over there in the next aphorism. So we'll start with the aphorism number 253. Among the signs that in all diseases, especially in such as are of an acute nature, inform us of slight commencement of the amelioration or aggravation that is not perceptible to everyone. The state of mind and the whole demeanor of the patient are the most certain and instructive. In the case of ever slow slight and improvement, we observe a greater degree of comfort, increased calmness, and freedom of the mind, higher spirits, a kind of return of the natural state. See, this is too important. You have prescribed remedy. If it is acute case, patient comes to you with fever and patient's temperature is 102 and you have chosen a remedy. For example, you have chosen depending upon symptom similarity the belladonna and you have given it belladonna in 1 potency. After giving the belladonna 1 that that child sleeps after taking that medicine. He goes to the sleep. His fever is increasing. It was 102. It has reached to 103 after giving your remedy. But he slept well. It means that the remedy is working in a proper direction. If the child who had not passed stool for 2 days after giving remedy, if it has been after giving the medicine, he passed the stools. It is a good sign. So if the generalities of the person starts improving after giving your medicine, it means that your remedy is acting. If he becomes calm and quiet, if he was irritable during the phase of illness, and he starts showing good signs, these are the good signs. Even though the fever persists or even it increases, it doesn't matter. You have to look towards the generality. If patient who has not consumed anything by mouth, he was not interested. If he asks for food, it indicates that person is improving. The child is improving. All the generalities should start improving. That is the basic thing. Even though the particulars, even though they increase to a slight degree, it doesn't matter. There was one big family from a very from Sangamner, and first time they were taking the homeopathy for a certain problem, and their child who was brought to me for some other reasons, and he was better. And one day he got the fever. So I generally advise the patient that whenever fever comes, don't give the any antipyretic, and they followed it. So they brought him to me. His temperature was 102 at that time. Ask them that I will going to give him medicine, but a certain phase will come, the temperature will increase, but nothing you have to give. You have to just give him plenty of fluids. That's all. If he asks for food, give something, but there is no need to give any other antibiotic. A certain phase will reach and then temperature will come down. That was the first incidence in their life that temperature was increasing, the child was sleeping, and it reached at night around 4 o'clock. There was message in my inbox that child was having 100 and running 105 temperature. What should we do? But he's sleeping. He has consumed plenty of water at night and he's sleeping. Then ask wet, nothing you have to do. Just if he is sleeping, let him sleep and bring him to my OPD at 9 o'clock. So they followed same thing. They have not given antipyretic. And when child was brought, he woke up late and he was brought to me at 11 o'clock. At 11 a.m., he was absolutely not having fever. They said that after your message, we have seen that he slept well and later on he got lot of perspiration. And when he woke up now just half an hour before, he was absolutely fresh and not having. You should be very clear and you should be very um, firm regarding your medicine and action of the medicine. If you are damn sure, nothing to worry, nothing will going to happen. So they said, doctor, first time we have seen that yes, you have that much of confidence. Actually, we never slept during whole night because he was running high temperature. We were worried. Every family member they were torturing us. Why you are giving homeopathy and etc. All those things. But we have followed, and really today we have seen that he is better within 24 hours. So thanks homeopathy. So this is what he is explaining. If patient shows a degree of comfort, there is increased calmness, then freedom from mind, then higher spirits. That indicates a return to a natural state. And then he says, in case of ever so small commencement of aggravation, we have, on the contrary, the exact opposite of this. Constraint म्हणजे पेचात पडल्यासारखं, helpless, pitiable state of disposition, of the mind, of the whole demeanor, and of all gestures, postures, and actions which may be easily perceived on close observation but cannot describe in words. So there are two ways. If he is going in wrong direction, it indicates the generalities are not improving, they are going in wrong direction. The child becomes more cranky after prescribing a right remedy. Indicates that that child is not improving. Your remedy is wrong. The child who was drinking some water, he was passing some stools and he becomes constipated. He is not passing urine. He is not asking for water. He is not asking for food. And it indicates your remedy is wrong. It is not working. It indicates that it is going in wrong direction. Generalities plays very important role, which we have to take into consideration. So keep it in your mind. This is the hint given by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, our master, that if you are treating, whether you are treating acute or whether you are treating the chronic, keep it in your mind. What happens after giving the medicine, specifically at the general level, at the mental level, and at the general level. Generalities means the things which are related to the person as a whole. So means thirst, the desires, the aversion, the appetite, urine, stools, perspiration, sleep, mind, all those things are generality. And if generality starts improving, it means that your remedy has acted at the center, at the core. And if it has acted at the core, that's all. That is the thing which is needed. Then it definitely works. Then it definitely produces its own effect. And this is what Hahnemann wants to do. But if generality starts falling down, it indicates your remedy is wrong. Either you have to antidote or either you have to change. Then question arises, what should be the next step? So this is what he wants to explain over there. He is explaining all pros and cons regarding it. There is one footnote, big footnote. So footnote number 138. The signs of improvement in the disposition and mind, however, may be expected only soon after the medicine has taken, when the dose has been sufficiently minor, that is, as small as possible. An unnecessarily larger dose of even the most suitable homeopathic medicine acts too violently and at first produces too great and too lasting disturbance of the mind and disposition to allow us soon to perceive the improvement in them. I must here observe that this is so essential rule is chiefly transgressed. Transgressed म्हणजे इट मीन्स उल्लंघन करणे, एखाद्या गोष्टीचं उल्लंघन करणे, ट्रान्सग्रेस्ड. I must here observe that this is so essential rule is chiefly transgressed by the presumptuous tyros in homeopathy and by physicians who are converted to homeopathy from the ranks of old school. From the old prejudices, these people abhor म्हणजे एखाद्या गोष्टीचा तिटकारा करणे, they never likes. From the old prejudices, these persons abhor the smallest doses of lowest dilution of the medicine in such cases, and say that hence they fail to experience the great advantage and blessings of that mode of proceeding, which a thousand-fold experience has shown to me the most salutary. They cannot effect all that homeopathy is capable of doing, and hence they have no claim to be considered its adherents. So what is this? If you are very sure about the remedy, give the maximum small dose. Small dose means higher dilution. If you are damn sure, yes, Rustrox is the remedy. I have seen that many students, they worries of giving the high potency. Whenever I used to treat the high rheumatism, I'm damn sure that if Rustox is the remedy, I used to give it in 10 m potency, 10 m in repeated dose. Because if you go higher, the medicinal contents are less and it penetrates more. It depends where do you want exactly the result. There are many people who are coming from the allopathic side. They have the materialistic aspect of calculating the medicinal dose. It is so fixed with the material that they used to use either 5 milligram per kilogram of body weight or 10 milligram per kilogram of body weight. This is their method of measuring because they are giving material dose. And then they cannot expect that such a fine dose you are dividing it so nice, so fine. How can it will work? They are suspicious in their mind how this remedy will going to do anything. This happens with many times with the people. They never expects that this so small dose will going to work, will going to do a beauty with the patients. It will show a beautiful reaction. They never expect because they always thinks in a material form. They say that we are using so high dose and still it is not working. And how you can say that this smallest dose will going to work? The same remedy which they used to use in allopathy for the gout, for example, simple colchicine, they used to use the same remedy earlier. Colchicine was the derivative they used to use. They used to give it in material doses, but it takes long time to work. And if you are damn sure that colchicum is the remedy in homeopathy, you give it in high potency and give 1 or 2 doses and see the result that instantaneously the swelling starts reducing. It is very difficult for them to understand how so small dose used to work in such types of cases. But it works because it it touches the dynamic plane where the disease is there. This is too important to understand. Every remedy in dynamic doses, higher dilutions, it reaches and touches the dynamic plane and cures the patient at that level. So these are the things one has to understand over here. And he explained two important things in this aphorism, that how to understand whether you are on right path or wrong path. You have to just find it out or look towards the generalities of the patient. If the generality starts improving, it indicates your remedy is perfect. If generality starts falling, it indicates your remedy is wrong. And second important thing, if you are damn sure about the remedy, in the given case, higher the dilution will produce early results in acute cases. So that's all we have learned in these cases. In this aphorism, along with footnote, there is one question by Dr. Deepa Madam. Yes, initially it seems risky to give 1 m and above. Also, study of nanoscience comes to rescue in understanding action of homeopathy to some extent. Basically, problem is there, madam. Many people doesn't know exactly what potency means. There are many queries in people's mind regarding the potency. My question is there, simple question to all of you who are there attending this session. There are 3 scales of potentization. We used to give the decimal scale, we used to give the centesimal scale, and we used to give the 50 millisimal scale. My question is, which is the strongest potency out of this? There are many queries in people's minds because they have not understood the pharmacy behind that. Anyone who answers that, which is the potency, which is the strongest potency out of decimal, centesimal, or 50 millisimal, and why? Any answer? Madam has given answer LM. Any other? Marshall, CM, centesimal. According to each and every case potency. That's okay, but which is strongest and which is mildest? Dr. Manjiri, which is the strongest potency? Basically, keep it in your mind. I will going to explain simple language. Decimal means 1:10 dilution. Take a 1 pinch of salt and add the 10 drops of water over it. Second, take a 1 pinch of salt, add 100 drops over it, and take a 1 pinch of salt and add 50,000 drops over it. Which is concentrated? Simple question. The first, second, or third, which is concentrated? Simple question. Yes, first is concentrated. Yes, damn sure. Which is the most mild? Which is the most mild out of these? Third one, yes, 50 millisiemens, 1:50,000. Most mild. So 50 millisiemens scale is the most mild potency because you diluted it at first to the 50,000 level. So it is so diluted that it will not cause any damage even in pathological cases. You can repeat it in a better manner. Even though the remedy which you are using is the deep, chronic, constitutional, you can repeat it safely. And that's why Hahnemann developed this method and introduced in the 6th edition that this is the potency which you can repeat 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 10 times a day. Most mild potency in your in homeopathy is the LM scale, and that's why it is the most safe potency. Because 1:10, 1:100, it's okay, but 1:50,000 becomes most mild, and that's why first question is solved. Most mild potency is 50 millisiemens. Now question arises, out of decimal and centesimal, which is stronger? By dilution, stronger is decimal, and centesimal looks weaker than it. But the strokes which we used to give in decimal are only 10. Whereas we used to give 100 strokes in centesimal. When you put more force in decimal, less force in decimal as compared to the centesimal, decimal becomes comparatively mild potency as compared with the centesimal. And that's why centesimal is the most strongest potency. Second, moderate is the decimal. And most mild potency is the 50 millisiemens. So this should be clear in your mind. This is too important. So this thought should be there. Second important thing, as you go on increasing the potency, if you go on increasing the potency, the material contents becomes less and less, but the energy level increases. As you go beyond 24C, 24X or 12C, no material contents remains over there, and thereafter all potencies are called to be absolutely dynamic potency. And if you go on increasing the potency, then it starts penetrating more and more, deeper and deeper. So if you consider where the lowest potency acts, it acts more superficial. If you want more deeper results at the muscular level, you go better high. You go to the moderate doses. Then you can go for 200. If you want more than that inside the bones, inside the joints, then you have to go reach to the 1M, 10M. Then it penetrates that level. And if you want to go to the dynamics at the level of mind, then the metaphysical potencies, the 10M, 50M, CM, all those potencies are the metaphysical. So you have to understand all those concepts. So you shouldn't, if you understand the concept clearly, then you never worries while prescribing. Only thing is that you have to understand what is the susceptibility of the patient. If susceptibility is high, your potency should be high. If susceptibility is low, your potency should be low. If susceptibility is high, the potency is high and repetition is low. If susceptibility is low, potency is low, but repetition till the susceptibility arises. This is the simple rule one must keep it in your mind. And this we have to follow. So with this, we can go ahead and we can find it out exactly how our remedies work. And if you give 1 m, 10 m, nothing to worry. Only thing is that if you are giving acute remedy for acute case, there is no need to repeat. You have to wait. If you are giving it in chronic, then you can repeat till the susceptibility arrives. And all those things exactly gives a thorough understanding regarding the potency. So my suggestion to all of you, once again go with the videos potency dilemma, which are there are 2 or 3 lectures regarding it which I have taken during COVID time. So that will guide you exactly regarding the potency. So is it clear, Dr. Deepa madam? And we should not be worried about prescribing. Only one thing is that we must know what we are prescribing and for what we are prescribing. Both things are very important. So that's all for today. Any queries are there, we'll have chat. Otherwise, we'll conclude and we'll meet directly on Monday. So thanks everyone. We'll conclude the meeting and we'll meet on Monday at 6 o'clock.